You. Hi, welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. Okay, so tonight we are, first I guess I'll introduce myself quickly. Hi guys, my name is Sarah. For those of you I haven't met, I teach middle school math. Tonight we're going to be talking about Pear Deck. Pear Deck is absolutely incredible. So the best way to kind of get you set up for what you're in store for is imagine if you could engage every student in your class every day. Imagine you could instantly see who's confused and who's ready for more. So this sounds like the dream. I think especially with distance learning, we're all trying to do this. That's the goal, you know, to see what's happening behind the screens. And tonight with Pear Deck, we will be able to do that. So our goals for tonight is for me to just show you all the possibilities with Pear Deck. I want to show you what you can do and how it looks as both a student and a teacher. I'm not going to go into specifics. At the end of this presentation, I will share a link to our course, which will guide you through step-by-step video tutorials on how to get yourself set up and running. Okay, so again, we're not focusing on logistics, we're more focusing on the capabilities and what it looks like as a student and as a teacher. Okay? Okay, so what is Pear Deck? Pear Deck is a way to turn your presentations and slides into interactive activities for your students. So what I want you guys to do now is you are going to do a quick little sample activity. I linked it over here, so please join. Okay, so I want you guys to click on that, answer the questions, get a little check-in from you guys tonight. And just give me a thumbs up when you're done.
Sorry, what are we clicking on exactly?
So I want you to go to the link. So open up a new tab or use your phone and go to the website tinyurl.com/peardeckttt. And when you go to that link, there'll be a sample activity for you guys to do now, just to see what it looks like as a student. The link is also in the chat. If that's helpful, you can click over there. Either one is fine. So we're opening a new tab and we're working on this for a few minutes. It shouldn't take more than 2 minutes. Welcome. For those of you who are just joining, there is a link in the chat. It's also on my screen. Please open up a tab and get started to see what we're going to learn tonight. Anyone who's on it right now, just want to shout out some feedback. All right.
Is there just the one thing, circle?
So if you click on the bottom, you'll see there's a little arrow.
Self-directed option. And then she'll keep going with an option that we go through together as a class. But you'll see the arrow at the bottom on the left, so you could click next and keep going with the lesson.
Hi guys.
And Sarah's back.
Sorry, you know when you feel it coming, like you're like, ooh, it's like it glitches and you're like, I'm about to go down, it's happening. Yeah, so that happened, but okay, we're back. Okay, so I don't know if we answered the question, but do we see that little arrow on the bottom where you can go from one slide to the next? Was everyone able to do that, to do multiple activities? Good, okay. So that little arrow on the bottom in the circle, you just, once you finish doing one activity, you hit that arrow and you can go to the next one. I heard Esther mention the word self-paced. We explained that this is a self-paced activity and this is one way that we can use Pear Deck. Perfect. Okay, great. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do right now is I'm going to take my slides, and instead of just doing the old kind of boring way, I'm going to turn on the Pear Deck feature. So I'll show you how that works. So I have my Google Slides open right here. I go to the add-on. I have Pear Deck already downloaded. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Start Lesson. Okay, so if everybody, so what you just did is you just did a student-paced activity, okay, where you guys were able to do it at your own pace and your own time. Now I want to do an instructor-paced activity. So we'll click right over here. It's going to give us a code. Give me a minute. Sorry, I have multiple accounts that I use here. Okay, what it's going to do is it's going to give us a website and a code. Please, once it pops up on the screen, go onto that website and then type in the code and you will join as my student and we can continue on with our presentation. Okay, so here's the website, joinpd.com, and there's the code. It gives you cute words to remember it, but so everybody please join. I'll wait till I have some students join and then we'll proceed. Sorry. Give it a minute. There we go. It's a new code. Sorry, guys. Just rejoin.
So if I join with the first code, I exit and rejoin again?
Yeah, if you don't mind, just join again. Perfect. I have my students connecting. So when I actually did this with my class today and my students loved it. So you know how many students you have. So you can just look. And once you get to the right number of students, you just proceed with the lesson. And I really love this tool for distance learning, but I think it could be great in person too. It's just such an easy way to collect feedback and get in touch with your students, share different students' work on the board without showing their name. There's so many great features that I think you guys are really going to enjoy. All right, anybody else?
I don't think its intention at all was to do a remote learning thing. I think it was built for in-classroom learning, so it definitely works well for both.
So Sari, who's on this call, actually was in my class this morning with me, and she's like, is this a new thing with distance learning? And I was like, no, this has been around, but we're just forced to look into new tools, you know, but this stuff has been around, and I guess in a way we're fortunate that we're kind of forced to learn how to use them now, because distance learning or not, these are going to enhance our classrooms regardless. All right, let's start. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to continue on with my slides, and I'll have you guys join in and interact with me. So what are some reasons why we love Pear Deck? And I want you guys to put a heart next to the reason that you love the most. Okay, so I'll read through them and we'll talk about them, and remember to put that heart next to the one you love the most. You're just going to drag that icon. Okay, so first of all, it's so easy to update your existing slides. If you teach using any sort of slides, it's super easy to just add these in between slides or onto slides. You can create your own, or you can choose pre-made content. The activity that I gave you as the sample was actually all pre-made content. So those cute little slides, every single one of those is pre-made. So easy to do. Everything is stored on the drive, which I think as a teacher, we always, stress about our computer storage space. By utilizing Google Drive and Google Slides, we save ourselves lots of storage, and there's a 90-day premium trial. If you do the math, the school year's over in way less than 90 days, thank God. So sign up, get the free 90-day trial, and it's like you have a premium account until the end of the school year. It's awesome. All right, let me see you guys drag your hearts over the reason that you love the most. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show responses. So here's all my students. I can see it in real time. Okay, some of you like that it was easy to update your existing slides. If you want, you can move your heart right now and you can watch yourself do it in real time, which is kind of cool. Exactly. Isn't that fun? So if you're doing a math problem or something like that, you can get real-time feedback. And I'll hide the responses now. Okay, so downloading Pear Deck. It's just an add-on on Google Slides. So I want to know, please answer, do you use any other add-ons? Have you ever downloaded an add-on before? Please write the answer, yes or no. And if it's yes, let me know what add-ons you use. Flubaroo, guess what? You can use Flubaroo with this one. How exciting. Yes, MLA formatter, that's a cool one. No, Natural Reader, cool. Okay, and do you guys like how I'm showing your responses and it doesn't say your names? It's great for giving feedback while you're teaching. If you don't want to maybe embarrass a student, but you want to critique their work to show other students, it's a button I click and it's right up there. Okay, so here are the different types of questions that you can ask. You've actually done all of these so far today. So text is what you just did. You typed in your answer. Choice would be a multiple choice. A number, I'm a math teacher. I use that one all the time. Draw and draggable are actually both premium features, but like I said, you get that 90-day account. It's included. It's amazing. And the last one is website. If you ever want to link a website, but you don't want to just write the link, you want a picture of the website in your slides, you can do that. Okay. So I'm just curious, do you guys know which color is the correct graph for y equals 2x plus 5? Can you guys tell? Do you have any math people here? Figure it out, keep you guys on your toes. It's a little hard to tell with the scale, but see if you can figure it out. I see some responses. Some people are saying blue, some people are saying green. Definitely not green though. We have a pink, cool. Oh, blue seems like it's taking the lead. Again, real-time feedback. I'm watching as you put in your answers. Okay, I also think it's fun for students to see what other students are up to, how other students are feeling. Oh, blue is taking the lead. Isn't this, like, it's just great to get the real feedback. All right, and we can go right back into our slides mode. Okay, like I showed you guys before when I got set up, there are two different modes that you can use. So if you're running an asynchronous class where you're not actually present or not actually on the Zoom call with your students, you can make a student-paced activity where I just send a link. I can post it on Google Classroom if I wanted to, or whatever learning platform that I use, and my students can do it. Or right now what we're doing is we are doing an instructor-paced activity where I am controlling the slides and you are all participating with me. Okay, everybody please put a heart next to the activity that you are most excited to use. I happen to keep using hearts, but if you wanted to know the possible symbols that you could use, you could put a circle, you could put a less than or greater than sign, you could put an exclamation point, like there's tons of options. An equal sign, I'm a math teacher, again, these things are great. Bunch of different options. So let's see, which one are you guys most excited to use? Wow, you guys are liking the instructor one. I like it too. Anyone want to let me know why they're more excited about the instructor-paced activity? Somebody can just unmute themselves and let me know. Sharon.
What was the question? I got distracted.
I wanted to know why you guys are more excited for
I was just going to add, I was just going to say, I'm always trying to find ways that I can interact with them when I'm teaching virtually, which is something that I do almost every day. And I'm already thinking of how I think they're really going to enjoy seeing their own responses in real time. I think they're just going to get a kick out of that.
It's so fun. And sometimes the student does great work and you want to use it as an example. And it doesn't have to say the student's name, and the student always feels so proud when you pick theirs for an example. So I think it's really just, it's a lot of fun. You know, it keeps the kids excited when they're sitting on the computer all day long. Give them a little bit of fun, a little bit of excitement. Okay, let's talk about the teacher view. So the teacher view is basically what you're seeing right now. So when I share the responses, you'll notice that I can see everybody's responses without seeing names, which as teachers, I'm sure you guys can understand the benefit to that. But you as the teacher after class can see which student did what. So it's not like a mystery and it's completely anonymous. You as the teacher have the control to see what your students are doing, but when you're presenting in the teacher view, the names remain anonymous. Okay. Adapt while teaching. Sometimes I'm teaching and I'm like looking at my students' faces on Zoom and I'm like, do they understand what I'm like? Are they following anything that I'm saying? So while you're presenting, what you can actually do is you can choose to add a quick slide from the pre-made slides that can ask a question like, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Should I slow down? Should I go faster? Right? And that will allow you to get that instant feedback instead of saying, message me in the chat. I don't want to message you in the chat. I can share the screen and I can see how everybody's feeling. Okay? And I'm just curious, you can answer yes or no. Do you guys ever change your lessons on the fly like that, depending on how you think your students are taking in the information? Yeah. I think that's part of teaching, right? Sometimes we expect things to go a certain way and then all of a sudden we're like, wait, is that actually registering? So using something like this is a great way to just give that quick check-in and say, well, is everybody in the same place? Should I slow down or should I speed up? Or am I going just at the perfect speed? The last thing, which I'm sure you guys are all wondering about, is how you can review and grade responses. You can actually review and grade your responses later. What you can do is you can export all of your results, all of your answers to a spreadsheet, okay? And for those of you who use Flubaroo, you can even grade with Flubaroo, really utilizing all of your add-ons. You can give things like exit tickets, a little pop quiz question, and you can grade them after the fact by exporting it into a Google Sheet. Okay, and I'm just curious to know from other teachers, how many hours do you guys spend grading after class? After, let's say, one lesson, an hour of Zoom, how many hours do you have to spend on your computer after the fact, just grading, organizing, returning work, things like that? Yeah, it takes time. I think that's the biggest thing for me these days. I don't know if you guys agree, but it's a lot of time. Even when that Zoom call ends, you have to do all that work afterwards. So using something like this definitely makes it easier, especially because it is able to be exported into Google. Okay, last thing. You may have heard of Nearpod. Nearpod is extremely similar to Pear Deck. We looked into both of them and used both of them and really found that Pear Deck was much easier to use. If you are someone who has a bunch of pre-existing slides in Dropbox or on PowerPoint, you might want to use Nearpod. It's basically identical to this. It's just a little less user-friendly. You have to do everything on the Nearpod website as opposed to in Google Slides. But it is an option. You can look into it if you feel like it's something for you and you know that you already have all these existing slides that don't exist in Google Slides. But personally, we really found that Pear Deck was a lot easier to use. And in the end, you get pretty similar results with both of them. We kind of did the hard work for you. Go with Pear Deck. Okay, I will open the floor for the Q&A. You can just, I'll share the responses. You can just type in your questions and I will answer them. I hope you guys really enjoyed seeing this. I hope you're excited as I was when I first learned about it. I think once you start using it in your classroom, you'll want to do it all the time. I know that with all the extra work with distance learning, we're sometimes exhausted and we don't want to put in that extra work. It does take a little bit more time, but I think that the benefits far outweigh the time that it takes to get this up and running. And again, I really think you'll enjoy this one. Your students will love it. Okay, so I just locked your screens. What happened? I think it means it's not accepting responses anymore. Anybody want to confirm that for me? Yeah, okay. So if you lock the screen, all you're doing, say that again.
If your screen goes black and says your teacher's locked your screen, you're unable to submit responses. Right?
Yeah, so that's what locked screen does. It's not like, it sounds really cooler than it is, I think. It's not like they can't open another tab or like they're stuck on my presentation. It's just that like you're no longer accepting responses and you lock the screen. I know, it sounds amazing though. Again, I showed you.
Can I ask a question?
Say that again. Yes, you can ask a question. Just
Oh,
type.
I have a question. So I was in the middle of writing today's lesson. Oh, I can still type it in?
Yep, I unlocked it.
I thought we were locked out.
Try it again. I unlocked it. You should be able to.
Okay.
You can just share out loud if you want. You could just share with us, Sari.
Okay, so today's lesson that you did with the 7th grade,
Mm-hmm.
how long would you say that lesson took you to make?
I mean, I'm kind of fast with this stuff, so like 30 minutes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, 30 minutes.
Oh, okay, not so good.
I haven't like.
Right.
I got
Okay.
much better at it because I did it once here and then I did it again. You know, the more you do it, the faster you get. I also think a great thing is even if you don't want to, you know,
I'm sure.
If you don't want to embed questions onto every slide, you can just present it with Pear Deck. And then if you want to, like we were saying, make a quick change on the fly or just get feedback on the fly, to be able to have that option, to just make a question option, I think is awesome. Okay. I also want to remind everyone, I just showed you the capabilities and the possibilities with Pear Deck, but I didn't specifically teach you how to use it. So please, I will send, Esther, please send the link to the course. If you check out our free course, okay, Nicole, who's here with us, she literally goes through step by step how to do everything from downloading it to making different types of questions, to sharing it with your class, to grading and presenting. Everything is there in a step-by-step tutorial, okay? Any other questions, please type them in. Also just feedback, are you guys excited to use this one? Okay, yes, we are excited. I'm excited too. Pear Deck will not block access to the internet. Pear Deck will not block access to the internet, no. You can control the slides that the students are seeing, and you can control whether or not you are accepting responses, but it won't block out internet. I know that's like the dream, but it's not quite a reality with Pear Deck. Can you translate materials into different languages? I would assume if you just changed your keyboard over, you can use it in any language that you choose. You can add an extension. You're saying a language extension? I think if you changed your keyboard, you'd be good to go. You can use this in any language. I actually saw like a Spanish and English class here. It was actually really cute. You do not.
There's the question in the chat. Do I need the add-on for every device? Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's a one-time thing, so that's great. Repeat again about the course. Okay, so the course, it was just put into the chat. It's the Thinkific, that link there, and we'll also email it to you. The course is like a step-by-step tutorial showing you how to do every single step to create a presentation just like I did today. So all the details that you need to know with downloading it and using it. It's a free step-by-step video tutorial. It's incredible. Okay, I highly recommend looking into it, especially if you're getting stuck with a specific point of this. This is just showing you what you can do, and that's the how to do it. All right? Let's see if we have any other questions.
Also, I'll just say in the
Thank
course really
you.
quickly before we end, there's a quick step-by-step of Nearpod as well as an alternative. So I know that Sarah mentioned Nearpod, but if you're a little bit more interested in sort of what that is and how it's different, there's a couple of sort of how-tos with that as an alternative, but the course mainly focuses on Pear Deck. So everything that Sarah went over today is covered, like she said, but if you were a little bit curious about Nearpod, don't really know what the deal is with that, you can just go through that short video lesson as well, just to sort of understand the differences and see like which you might prefer. That's all I wanted to say.